And just because we're in a blessed opportunity compared to others, and just because we might not feel the greatest gratitude in that moment, we feel grateful, but we don't feel the emotion behind it, doesn't mean that we're ungrateful, or it doesn't mean that we're not appreciative towards our situation. And it doesn't mean that we don't want more things. Just because we have it good at the moment doesn't mean that we can't strive and want more out of our life. It's like everybody wants better in life. Everyone wants better out of their situation. Some are able to get out of their situation and make their life better, and some are just, their environment has destroyed them too much and there's literally no way out of their situation. And I'm not going to say there's no way out, because usually 9 times out of 10 there is a way out of our situation. We just have to see the road that leads to there. But however, if you're starving, you're malnourished, like, how are you going to get yourself out of that situation? How are you going to get food when there's no food around? There's no food that you have access to. No one's giving you food. How do you get yourself out of that situation? So there's stuff that people have been challenges in life that is really hard to get out of. So like I said, we can be in a good situation, but that wanting better makes us feel like where we're at is not enough. Like, for example, for me, like, I want community. I want a divine counterpart. I want to have financial abundance independently. I want to make my own money where I never have to rely on anybody in my life again. Like, there's things that I want to be fulfilled. I want a home that is sustainable. Like, I have all these dreams and manifestations that I've been putting out into the universe. So it's like sometimes the mind makes you feel that not having these things, it makes the moment that you're in feel dull. Like, you're imagining what could be. Like me being on that beach, I imagine the kids having friends around them and playing football and running around, and the parents sitting on a blanket and having insightful intellectual conversations and playing volleyball and doing all these things. That's the life that I imagine, and that's what I feel would fulfill me the most. So it's like you can be working on self-love, you could be working on healing, you could be working on your health. You could have transformed your entire life where you don't even recognize the person you were 8 months ago. So you could do all these things, but until those manifestations come into fruition, you're going to still feel a sense of lack. And that's something you have to overcome as well. You can't have a lack mindset. You have to just be, I don't know. But they say, like, being focused on those things and not enjoying your present moment is still a thing you need to overcome, something you need to heal, which is a lack mindset. That if you don't have those things, then you're not fulfilled. But we should be feeling fulfilled. If you really have self-love for yourself, you should be feeling fulfilled without those things. Just the fact that we exist, just the fact that we have a good meal, just the fact that we can go on a walk, like, all of these things should be making you feel fulfilled. But I honestly don't think it's about having a lack of self-love. If you've done the healing and you've worked on overcoming your shadows and setting boundaries and all these things that go with it, I think it's more so that, like I said in one of my other videos, is that we all have moods, energies that change depending on the planets, depending on the weather, depending on our sleep, depending on what we eat. All of these things affect how we feel day in, day out, hour by hour even. I just think that when we're in a low vibration because of lack of sleep, because of all the things I just mentioned, or we're sick, then these thoughts of wanting more and feeling not fulfilled unless we have those things come into our mind. Because when I'm in an upbeat state, just being outside and kicking the ball with my kids feels good. Making a joke with them feels good. Just being around them feels good. See, the thing is, I think it's when it's achievements and materialistic goals, when you're so fixated on getting those and you don't feel fulfilled until you reach a CEO position in your company, then once you get that, you don't feel fulfilled after, because it's like a tick off the box, and you're already in it, and that's it, because it's materialistic. It has to do with the material world. So it's like, for me, like, writing, recording these videos make me fulfilled. I feel good after I've done this, and it lifts my mood and makes me feel excitement. And also spending time with my kids, what I said. But sometimes being out in nature, it doesn't make me feel fulfilled necessarily. It's more so that I'm grateful that get to soak in the sun, that I get to ground myself. Like, it refreshes me. It makes my body better, my mind better after I've come inside. So it's like I love nature, but I love nature when I'm doing activity in nature, playing a sport, or having like stimulating conversations while I'm going on a walk, or doing silly stuff with my kids. So yes, nature fuels me, but it's more about nature is just like a vitamin pill that you take sometimes, that the sun, the walking in grass grounds you so that when you go back inside, you feel calm and peace. But back to what I was saying about achievements. Like, when it's achievements, you feel fulfilled for that moment, and then it's like taking a shot of espresso. You feel that high, and then you crash after. That it just doesn't sustain you. However, community and love, unconditional love, sustains you, because you've already gained that self-love for yourself, that you're able to pour into others and they're able to pour into you as well, and that's sustainable. So I don't know if I'm right or not. Like, I feel that you can go into hermit mode and you can work on yourself, like do all the things to gain self-love and everything that I said. However, once you've overcome that stage, you're looking for the next thing. Like, what's next? What else can I add to my life? Because I've already done the inner work to make myself feel good about myself. So it's like when you don't have community for yourself and for your kids, it's just like not having family, right? If you don't have family that's there for you, then you build your own community. When you don't have that divine counterpart where you're not tackling life alone anymore, you guys are motivating each other, building each other, there's chemistry, there's intimacy, there's compatibility, there's everything that makes you feel excited in life, right? Like, we can do all these things on our own. We can build our independence that make us feel excited, but adding community and divine counterpart just makes us feel whole and fulfilled, that okay, this is what we're happy with. And yes, you can feel whole alone. You can build your wholeness alone. That's what self-love is building your wholeness by being alone. But it doesn't mean that you still don't want those things, that you still are not striving to acquire those things, that you have to spend this life alone in hermit mode, not having community and not having a divine counterpart. Those are the things that add value to your life, and you just want to add more and more value to your life. So just because you desire community and you desire a divine counterpart, it doesn't mean that you haven't done the healing or you haven't gained self-love. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means that you're on to the next thing. You've worked on all the things. You've created your solid routine. You've set your boundaries, all these things I said before. And now you're at the point where you're like, what's next? Let's get the next thing going. Let's get the next ball rolling. The thing that you just have to be conscious of when you get that divine counterpart, when you get that community, you just can't be swayed from doing the things that you're meant to do in this world, your purpose, your passions, fulfilling that. Like, you can't get out of your routine because you have these other things that are in your life now. So the reason why we go into hermit mode is so that we can gain all these things, heal our trauma, gain self-love, set up a routine, get a healthy diet, exercise, all of these things into ourselves, and that's what encompasses self-love. So once you've gained all that, when you get the community and the divine counterpart, you just have to be strict with your routine, and you cannot waver on your routine, because then you fall short. So you know when you're ready for the next step of your journey, whatever that next step is. And just keep praying to the Creator to bless you with those things that you want in your life, and keep showing up for yourself and showing up for others, and showing the Creator that you are ready, that you're stable, that you have it down, and you're not going to be swayed to fall short of what you're meant to do in this world. And I think it's crucial to have wants, things that you strive for, things that you desire. It gives you something to look forward to, that it's attainable, that you can make it happen. Because I feel like a lot of us get complacent in our jobs, get complacent in the routine that was not the routine we really wanted for ourselves, but we did it just to feel safe and stable, but yet we're not happy in those environments. So we're comfortable because it's safe and stable, but we're not fulfilled.